Hey guys, I'm Rich from NeoWin, and today we're unboxing the LG V60 ThinQ 5G. So this is the latest from LG. Traditionally, I'd say, they used to do the G series in the spring and the V series in the fall. They seem to be changing it up a little bit. Last year they did the G series and the V series in the spring, and so now they're just doing the V series. They wouldn't comment on if there's a G series coming. Kind of sounds like there is, but we'll see on that. So, anyway, what's new with the V60? It's got a Snapdragon 865, which is something that you would totally expect from a 2020 flagship Android phone. That's the latest flagship chipset from Qualcomm. It's got 5G, as you know from the title of the device. So this is sub 6 only, which means that it's sub 6 gigahertz. If you want millimeter wave support, you have to get the Verizon model, which the Verizon is actually doing a lot of phones that other carriers aren't getting, which have millimeter wave and sub 6 support, where Verizon's launching a sub 6 network later this year. This is the T-Mobile model, which I'm fine with. T-Mobile's 5G network is nationwide sub 6, so I have that where I live, and so that's great. We also have a 64 megapixel camera, 8K video recording. That's all stuff that's unlocked by the Snapdragon 865. And then, of course, you have the dual screen accessory. So this is something that LG has done. This is the third time. There was the V50. The V50 was a very immature implementation of it, let's say. Then there was the G8X, and one thing they did with the G8X is that the two display panels were exactly the same, even down to the notch, which was weird because you had a regular display with a notch for the camera, and then a secondary display that was just a notch. So that's the same with this, and it's interesting because you wouldn't know that this only fits the V60 just from the packaging, but it is. Um, so yeah, dual screen, which is, I mean, I think it's pretty cool, and that's the main reason I'm excited about this device. And it's weird that they don't just make a dual screen phone, just because it feels like that's the value proposition of the V60 or the G8X, is that it's that dual screen accessory. And so it's weird that these are sold separately to me. But they're not all sold separately. Like there are package deals, like with T-Mobile, it's $7.99 for the phone, $8.99 for the bundle. With Verizon, you can buy the phone, and then you can redeem the dual screen accessory from LG. With AT&T, it's only sold as a bundle. But it is just weird to me that it's sold without the dual screen accessory at all. Although, I gotta say, as far as I know, this is the most inexpensive Snapdragon 865 5G phone that's out there. At $799 for just the phone from T-Mobile, it is the most inexpensive. Where a Samsung Galaxy S20 starts at $999, and that's also sub 6 only. Although Verizon is getting a sub 6 millimeter wave variant of that, though that'll probably be more expensive. So, and then the S20 Plus is $1199. So that's very expensive. This is much cheaper. And by the way, the Verizon variant of this is $949. So you are paying a premium to get millimeter wave and sub 6 support. So let's get this open. I haven't been this excited about an LG phone in a while, to be honest, because honestly, there's a lot going on here. I did review the G8X, which was the last dual screen phone, and it showed a lot of promise to me. But there were a lot of issues. Like, for example, you couldn't use a third-party launcher on the second screen, which didn't make a lot of sense to me. A lot of that second screen stuff, you had to use LG software. So they made a lot of improvements this time where more apps can span both screens. Google apps support it now. And also, yeah, you can use a third-party launcher on the second screen. They sent me the white model, unfortunately, because I gotta say, I was briefed on these devices, and man, that blue one is a winner. It's got a gold frame with the blue back, and man, that looks nice. But they said they were sending out colors randomly, so this is my luck of the draw here. So you can just slide this out. I'm not saying this isn't nice. You know what is nice is that there's no black model, and they were excited to tell us that there's no black model because carriers want black. I think that carriers just don't like having options, because if a phone comes in 5 colors, they have to carry 5 colors, and then like in the old, say the Nokia Lumia days when they used to come and you'd have these polycarbonate phones that came in 5 different colors, and you went to the store and they say, well, we have these too, and then they try to sell you on the colors you don't want, and then you end up going home with a phone that you're kind of happy with. So yeah, they like those basic colors. So they're very excited that they managed to not make a black one, and I'm excited about it too because black phones are boring. They did send a SIM card, although I said I didn't need one. But got some paperwork in here. A SIM pin is in here. We're not even going to open that up. Charger. This is a USB Type-C charger, which LG's been doing for a while. It looks like it's a 25-watt fast charger. It's actually, I'm trying to read the fine print while it's in big letters down here. And so, of course, we have a USB Type-C to Type-C cable. And that's what's in the box. Interestingly, it does not come with headphones, which I say interestingly because LG is the last manufacturer to still include a headphone jack on its phones. And now I'm a big fan of this, okay? The headphone jack, it's great because the simplicity of just plugging something in, it's nice. I don't mind using Bluetooth headphones, but just for as far as switching from device to device, that simplicity of just plugging it in makes life a lot easier. But not only does LG keep the headphone jack, they have a good headphone jack. It's got a 32-bit hi-fi quad DAC, which LG's been using since like the LG V20. It's been around for a while and it's great. You can actually turn it on and off and you can hear the difference even if you're not using expensive headphones. I'd say compare it to another device, but there aren't even devices to compare it to anymore. Now let's get the dual screen accessory open. Shouldn't have put away my knife so quickly. But let's open this up. Now this is more interesting because, I do complain about getting the white one instead of the blue one, but it's going to be covered up by this anyway. One thing that you'll notice about this device is that the camera bump is back, which is strange to me. Now another thing, if we open this up, you'll see a little dongle here. And what's that dongle for? That's for charging the phone while it's in the dual screen, because it doesn't have a USB Type-C port here. This actually has its own little proprietary port, which I don't like. I've asked them if they've thought about trying to put a USB Type-C port on there somehow, but that's what they've been going with. All right, we've got this review additional app section as I finish setting this up, and there doesn't seem to be any actual option to not include those additional apps. Otherwise, I wouldn't. So you can see we have a P-OLED display. It's very vibrant. Okay, there's that notch I was talking about that has the front camera. And of course, we have a silver frame with a white background. It's a very pretty phone. Catches fingerprints really quickly. Like I said, I was surprised that the camera bump came back. That was something that LG made a very big deal talking about last year. They got rid of the camera bump completely. The V50 and the G8 and the G8X was completely smooth. So that's something that's changed with this year. Although it doesn't make a big difference because you're probably just going to be using it with the dual screen accessory. So, well, before we put it in there, you can see there is that USB Type-C dongle that's just going to plug right into the back of the bottom of your phone, and then you just pop it in there like so. Now, obviously, it's still setting up, so that dual screen doesn't light up just yet. So we can take a look. All right. You can see now there's no more camera bump, so that's fine. Ooh, stickers. Dumb stickers. But yeah, it's a new textured back, which isn't the prettiest thing in the world, but it's meant to just be more functional, I guess, make it easier to hold, stuff like that. Because remember, you are holding this in some very, got some bunch of LG stuff too. Oh, there's no agree to all option. All right. Oh, there was. Accept. So much stuff on an LG phone. And I got to say, the software is one of those things that I don't like about LG phones. And it's one of those things where, like, when I say that I haven't been this excited about an LG phone in a while. It's the software that's kept me away for so long, and it might still be. We can see we do have two app drawers. This is the dual screen app that lets you adjust some settings. The one thing that I did try though was I was able to install a third-party launcher. But you kind of have to run it twice. So like you have a Microsoft Launcher Preview that's actually meant for dual screens. It's not actually going to work with both screens, but at least you can have that same experience on both screens. So you see we have a second screen on the outside. So notifications, time, stuff like that. You do get the things that you need to be able to see. It's got that kind of mirrored front still. In-display fingerprint sensor, which seems fine. Does this? Yeah, swiping Android 10 gestures, which are always nice. Like I said, it has that weird charging port on the bottom, which you got to use a little dongle for it to charge. So that just goes on like that. It's magnetic. It's actually kind of nice. The only problem is, of course, that you only get one of them, whereas you might have a million USB-C chargers in your home, but you can only use the one that has that dongle on it. So, it is what it is. Now, if we open this up, we already got a bunch of notifications coming in. One thing is we can see that we Chrome will actually span both screens. So you can say show main on dual screen, right? Is that gonna? No, it's gonna switch screens. Show dual screen on main. We may actually need a software update because Chrome is one of the apps that's supposed to work now in spanning both screens, and that's just not an option here. I did get that to work at the briefing, so it's just not happening at the moment. So yeah, it's a lot of cool stuff. Another thing is like you can type text in one of the screens. So let's switch this to the other screen, right? We could show that on the main screen. So if I just went to landscape here. Oh, that doesn't work either. Split keyboard. Landscape can easily... So there we go. Now we can get this to work. I think I got this to work. Yeah, so there's that keyboard. So now you can just type with both fingers. And again, a nice big on-screen keyboard. You could use it for game controls. You could use it for a whole bunch of stuff. But really, what I like to use it for is just a sort of dual screen type of deal where maybe if I have Twitter open on one screen, I have Facebook. I'm not going to log into a bunch of social networks now just to show it. I could have email open on one screen. I could have, stuff like that. It's just about looking at more stuff at once. So yeah, it's actually really cool. I love the dual screen concept, and that's why I'm excited about this phone because I feel like the dual screen stuff has really matured since the last time I used it with the G8X.